Okay, we go back to our earlier story, and this time around we are hoping that the Honorable can clearly hear us. Honorable Haruna Iddrisu, good afternoon, and thank you very much for your time.
Good. Thank you. Good afternoon.
Right, we were discussing what the minority in Parliament are calling the true state of the nation, and they are saying that issues about power, health, and then the economy were totally misrepresented by the president, and that it was palpable falsehood that the president told the nation. Do you find some truth or any truth at all in that?
I think that you are also a Ghanaian, and you also can have an appreciation of the state of our country, and therefore what the president stated, as you are aware, was an honest statement on the state of the nation, touching on the challenges, and the president admitted that there were challenges in terms of energy supply or power. He did not shy away from stating that it was a major problem which was affecting Ghanaian businesses, affecting social life, and affecting the growth of the economy. But what the president pledged was a forthright honor to say that I will fix it and not manage it. In the last 58 years of our nationhood, we've been able to produce only 2,800 megawatts of electricity. The president is promising that between now and 2017, he will add 3,300 megawatts of electricity. And this concrete, you saw His Excellency commissioned the SemPower initiative. You saw His Excellency sign with G Capital to bring in 1,000 megawatts of electricity. So these are all real. Why would anybody describe this as insincere? Yes, the developments are not good enough. No Ghanaian is happy, including the president, about the current power situation in the country. It could be better. Now, if the MPP creates an impression that government is going into the IMF, this is not the first time we are seeking fund support. Indeed, Ghana is a member of the IMF, and we are seeking fund support in order to improve our balance of payment, and then to rake in private capital, which should be over not just 1 billion from the IMF, but an additional 2 billion from development assistance and other private investment. All that will add to bettering the life of Ghanaians, depending upon how we utilize those resources. The MPP were there in 2007, there was IMF. But it's important that you appreciate what the president said, that this should be the last time as a country we should be relating to the IMF in terms of a bailout, because the president is optimistic that we will internalize the discipline, we will internalize the fiscal prudence and fiscal consolidation that we are pledging to do with the home program that we have negotiated with the IMF. You also would see the MPP argue that there will be increases in taxes. If they are talking about tax increases before, I have no difficulty with it, but I haven't seen any initiative which aims at increasing taxes at present, after today, that they also reference in their State of the Nation. So if in 58 years you could not produce up to 3,000 megawatts of electricity, and the president promises that within my tenure, either 4 years or 8 years, as the good people of Ghana may want to give him, I'll bring in 3,800 additional or increase it to 5,000. I think that we rather should look forward with optimism to the fulfillment of that promise.
Right. The second major issue you raised, which had to do with going to the IMF, dovetails into my next question, which has to do with the issue of borrowing, which they say is over the ceiling of government. We keep borrowing, but then we are not using or channeling.
I can hardly hear you, sir. I can hardly hear you, sir.
I was asking about the issue of borrowing. Is it clearer now?
Yes. Borrowing. Yeah, I've heard you now.
Great.
Now,
and they are saying
that yes, they have raised a legitimate concern. We should guide against Ghana being declared a debt distress country, but government is mindful of that. But it's also significant for us to appreciate that what is government borrowing for? Government is borrowing for expanded infrastructure. If you have a 172 million circle Kaswa interchange. You have $100 million Tamale International Airport. You have $800 million gas project. You have $192 million of another major road initiative. $172 million for KJP.
But Mr. Iddrisu, these are very
and don't forget that this investment
Mr. Iddrisu, can you hear me?
Jobs, opportunities, and therefore it is not as if government borrows to put in its pocket.
Mr. Iddrisu, my final question has to do with still on the issue of borrowing because of lack of time. But I was thinking that at least, aren't there any ways we can internally generate these funds, or we would have to depend on borrowing all the time? Now, how do we also account? How do we also account for these monies that we borrowed over time?
The 207 euro bond of $750 million, which we are currently even borrowing to ring fence and to repay. So I admit that there are challenges in the management of the national economy. It's not easy, but government will, through fiscal prudence, through the homegrown initiative and through the negotiated fund support, be able to stabilize the economy for the good. What Ghanaians want is an improvement in their quality of life. What Ghanaians want is expanded access to healthcare and educational facilities, which government is working at, notwithstanding the economic challenges.
All right, we'll have to leave it here for now. Thank you very much, Honorable Haruna Iddrisu. He is the Minister for Employment and Labor Relations. I still had a few challenges connecting to him to hear me clearly and my list of questions, but at least we got him to react to the minorities press conference yesterday about what they call the true state of the nation address.